But he's a friendly boy. He's not okay.
No, he's little.
Can I get in a little bit?
Get in. Yeah, please get in and enjoy. Right, you can't have the entire farm and think of production. That means your input cost goes up, then your input cost goes up, your headache, stress goes up.
Correct.
This is again a natural.
Oh, nice basketball.
Yeah, it's a basketball court here. So this will be still wet. The moisture level is very high.
So Karthik, you have been working in tech for a long time, right?
Yes.
And your farm, Yash Farm, is pretty much inside the city in Bangalore. And you've been living here for quite some time as well.
Yes.
And so if you can quickly tell us a little bit about the journey. I mean, working in tech, creating a farm like this in the middle of the city, how did this come about?
A great question, Shamik, and thank you first of all for coming to Yash Farm. And you guys are first of all doing a lot of amazing work, which I give you more power and wishing you very best for that. So this journey for me and my wife Shyla started way back in 2014, 2015. We were figuring out what next in our lives, and then we just naturally got attracted to farming and things like that. So we used to go visit various farms way back then, volunteer in these farms, learn a little bit of how people live in these farms and things like that. So we've done a bit of going around to various farms, and those days a lot of farms were not around in Bangalore. A lot of farms were in a place called Borewell in Pondicherry.
Right.
So we've stayed there. We've done.
You stayed in Borewell.
Yeah, we stayed in as volunteers in farms.
Got it.
In various of these farms there. There we learned, we built a connection with the community, understood how they are doing and things like that. And then when we came back, then we suddenly realized that we ourselves have a piece of land. It so happened that the piece of land is now become part of the city. But then we started understanding how do we develop this into a farm and then start living here. And that's how this journey started. Okay, this is an exact replica of our 1 acre farm. This is a 1 acre farm, and right there on the top of the farm is the earth architecture based house. That's the farmhouse. Adjacent to that is the kitchen garden. Right up there is the project office which we set up. And then I've been living there in that project office, and that's when I realized there's the myth of living in a big place, right? You need to live. So initially my concept of living was to have a house and then have everything out there in that house. And then after I moved into a farm, I said that you don't need a big house. You need a room to spend time in the night away from all the pests like mosquitoes and things like insects and all that might intrude your sleep. The rest of the time you need to actually be outside because your body needs sunlight, your body needs fresh air, your body needs the cosmic energy.
Right.
So if you closet yourself in a house, then you're depriving your body of essential vitamins, which will cause a lot of issues, right? So the concept of big houses, that's why you see in villages, you see big houses in villages. You see small houses, small huts, small doors, small windows.
Right.
That forces them to get out of the house.
Right.
During the day.
Right.
You go there, you need that protection during the night. You need a cozy corner to sleep away from all those insects.
Correct. And on the other hand, what we end up doing is as we make more money, etc., we just keep on making
5 bedroom, 4 bedroom, big stuff.
I mean, if you see most of the villa plots, etc., in Bangalore, for example, people have used up the entire space. 7 bedrooms, 6 bedrooms, all of that stuff, right?
What is the best place to relax?
Under a tree.
So why do you, during the day, in hot summer, the best place to relax is under a tree because it gives you the breeze, it gives you all that shade and all
direct oxygen cylinder.
Than an AC room.
Correct. Sure. There's something very interesting that I noticed. So you were saying, so usually we have heard about reduce, reuse, recycle, but I see you have introduced 2 more R's. So you have refuse, reduce, reuse, rot and recycle. So can you tell us a little bit about that?
So first of all, this is the pledge me and my wife took way back in 2016 when we just started this project. So this is basically built on the conviction that the future is maintaining green and sustainability ecosystem needs to be there. So And we need to contribute to that. You can't just say that, okay, boy, I am sustainable, and you need to walk the talk. And more importantly, that if I'm living here in a sustainable way, if my neighbors are not living sustainably, it doesn't make an impact to the climate. You have to get a critical mass of people planning to live sustainably, right? If you're living sustainably, you're part of nature, so you're kind to the surroundings, kind to nature. Let me give you an example, right? So if you're inhaling good air, that means the good air has to necessarily come from plants.
Right.
Okay, so you can't get good air in a city where there's no plants. That's circulated air, or it's a lot of carbon emission is there. But if you have plants, you can be rest assured that carbon dioxide is food for the plants, and it gives you oxygen.
Right.
You can be guaranteed that you're getting good air.
Right.
Okay, that's why you need to always be surrounded with greenery around.
The other reason I think you absolutely need to plant a lot of green trees around you is, see, this year Bangalore temperatures are already 39 degree, 40 degree, right? So I have planted a lot of trees around my house. The temperature inside my house, and I don't use the AC or anything, is already at least 4-5 degrees centigrade lower, right? So planting trees even helps us control the temperature.
It creates an amazing microclimate. So people, when they come to Yash Farm, we have around 200 trees and 100 different species of trees in just a 1 acre plot. So since you asked me about the hours, right? So for you to plan a sustainable living, right, the first thing what you need to do is to think about what you need to refuse.
Okay.
So we are all of us are a slave of our habits, and so we need to look inward and understand what habits are good, what habits are not working for you, and what habits are not working for you doesn't it necessarily means it's not working for the Mother Earth. Okay, so you need to revisit those habits, and that's how we said refuse, right? So you need to understand that what you need to refuse and what you can be done with, right? So that is one thing. And second, you need to also reduce your consumption. You need to consciously prepare how do you want to reduce. You can't have too much of excess out there.
Right.
And then reuse is a must in a farm, right? We can't buy anything afresh. We control everything that comes into the farm. Understand we really need to buy it. Can we reuse something? Is there other viable alternatives? Because no point in setting up a sustainable farm and getting things from the supermarket or from the provision store. Rot, of course, everything, you need to figure out that if everything is natural, right? Your farm is full of natural things. Everything has a shelf life and then takes a rebirth. The only thing which doesn't have a rebirth is plastic and all those industrial.
So rotting is basically part of the rebirth process, right? And you need to kind of encourage that actually.
Encourage that. Yeah, and then of course recycle is a big part, so you can't just throw things off. You can figure.
So I think as we walk through the farm, it will be great if you kind of point us, hey, this this is an example of that. Cool. So let's do one thing. Let's walk around, right? And you can show us. So what is that, and why are you putting all of this stuff? Because many people will say, okay, this should be cleaned up, and you should put a green lawn here.
So in a farm, this is not a park. The park will mean a lot of work. You'll need, you have some 10 assistants, all with the BBMP thing coming, and then putting fertilizers, cleaning, sweeping, and putting that. There's a lot of work and a lot of effort, and which is waste of time, and it's not the natural way to do it. So the entire farm is managed by me, my wife, and one person called Gangappa. Gangappa is out there watering the plants because it's summer.
Got it.
Just the three of us manage this entire 1 acre farm.
Oh wow.
Okay, and so the reason why we manage is that because we also we don't want to, no human wants to work hard. There's a myth that everybody says I want to work. Given a applause, everybody wants to relax and get the outcome done.
Right.
So nature doesn't necessarily work very hard. So if you're really attuned to nature, you observe things and you adjust. You become part of the ecosystem. So if you're becoming a part of an ecosystem, you will understand that farm is nothing but nature. So the mulch, these leaves fall, and you know, mulching helps to make sure that the moisture levels are very high. So this will be still wet. The moisture level is very high, and then you don't need to. All the microbial activities is happening there.
I mean, this part I don't even see any watering lines, etc.
No,
here.
you don't need to water.
So you don't water this at all.
You don't need to water. Even in peak summer, basically, we just check if the moisture level is too. If it's not cold enough, then we need to water. If you can feel the heat coming up, then we go ahead and water it.
Right.
So we don't need to do all this stuff. So if you if you use certain natural farming methods or permaculture methods, which has been available now since 1970, you can design the farm in a way that with minimal intervention, minimal work, you can get the maximum.
So that has been part of your overall how you have thought about designing this is let's minimize our effort.
Exactly, because I work, I go to work. My wife has to raise kids and take care of that. She's a working mother. She has to run the home and also run the farm. And then we have just one person who's helping us.
Right.
And during the COVID time, we didn't even have that. Me and my wife, along with my kids, ran this entire farm. So that was like our training ground. So
and given the fact that you are also running a farm stay here, so there are guests who come in, etc. So it's just these three people who take care of.
For the farm stay, we have two people who do housekeeping.
Got it.
Like making sure that the house is clean and the bed sheets are spread and then helping with cutting vegetables and all that.
So the interesting thing is this is almost the same labor footprint as you will have if you are just staying in a house. You still need 2-3 people to do stuff for you. You are able to manage the farm stay and all of that with that. This is what is this? There are these tires stacked and there's
so this is a interesting way of growing plants here. You can grow a small 6-7 feet kind of tree because it has the sufficient thing.
It has quite a bit of depth here, right? Got it.
And then if you remove something out, so you basically reuse, right? So you don't want
to. And there is no lining or anything which is required. You have just stacked 3 used tires, put mud into it, right?
Basically, we have a farm truck which you use for getting hay sometimes, shifting the animals out for other work. So that tire got worn out and we are trying to reuse that.
Got it. Wonderful.
So this is the only species which is not from India.
Oh, acha.
So this is a geese. It's an Australian variety. We just kept it in the farm stay because the kids get attracted to it. So they also made a small little family. Okay. We have 4 of them.
And even your chicken also stay inside.
That's all desi variety. Okay. So they kind of coexist beautifully. There's not an issue there.
Got it. Do these ducks also? Do you let them out sometimes as well to roam around?
Yeah, they run around. Okay. So I think they will be going out now. They'll just walk around there.
Okay.
So we'll do that. So this is a tulsi katte, and then we have this is a naturally built hut.
Okay.
You look at this is an example of a naturally built hut. Okay. And so you can feel it during peak summer, right? Once when you get in, this can be used for all these purposes. When you get in, you can feel the
it's already 2-3 degree minimum lower, right?
That's because of the microclimate of trees around and the thatch. The thatch which you see outside, right? That kind of absorbs the heat. It acts as an insulator. It doesn't let the heat come in.
How much would it typically cost to build something like this?
Yeah, so that is a favorite question people ask, and I don't have an answer for it. I'll tell you why. Because the thatch, the keith which is there, right? Which is assembled over 2 seasons.
Okay.
From my neighboring coconut trees.
Okay.
I don't have so many coconut trees. Okay. I'll go around the farm, go around the village, go to adjoining villages and start gathering the keith. So that's only little bit of labor, it's almost free. The bamboo, we have some bamboos. So some of them are harvested here, some of them are harvested from other farms. And then we treat the bamboos in a way that the starch gets dissolved and the insects don't come and fest it.
Got it.
So we use that, treat it over a period of 3-4 months, and then the thatch which is outside, right? That is harvested near lake beds. Again, you pay labor for it. You bring it, you dry it, and all that. And this pillar is from a date palm tree called panamaram. Okay. So everything in life has a shelf life, right? Coconut tree, date palm, everything. So all those once the palm tree doesn't yield bear fruits, the villagers auction it off. So you go cut it and bring it. So this is almost
this does not cause any termite problems or anything.
No. So you put in neem leaves and all that. On the ground there's no. And panamaram is very tough. Termites don't like to eat tough things. They like to eat.
This is actually a magical tree if you really look at it, which we are not talking about enough, right? Grows just like that, just not like too much care. Everything can be used, even the fruits also in so many different forms, right? Eat it as nungu, ice apple.
Exactly.
Eat it when you have planted it and it has sprouted. You can eat that shell as well. So it's really cool.
Now, all the material is given by nature. It's either free or minimal cost. But So if you ask me how much does it cost, you need to be time rich.
Right, right.
If you're time poor,
You have spent a lot of time, not necessarily a lot of money in building this.
time, planning, preparing, talking to people, figuring out and all. If you're impatient, you want to do this in a month or 2 months, you can apply the rates.
Right.
Okay, but in anything to do with sustainability, you have to be time rich. If you're time poor, sustainability will become a tough thing for you. Then you will go the unsustainable way.
Right.
So you have to figure out, you have to get your life in a way that you have time for important things in life.
And actually, that's one of the things that happens if you stay in a farm. So you have two choices, right?
Yeah.
Typically, a lot of people are interested in farming. So you could say, okay, let me get a farm in Coorg or somewhere else, and you stay in the city. Then I think the problem is that you end up spending a lot of time just going there, coming back, and all of that stuff. If you are able to figure out how to stay in a farm while still being able to do your day job, etc., that is like the dream come true. Because you're saving a lot of time
so
at
today,
that point of time.
you can always see, today the job market is very much open. You can always go and pick up a job which gives you that flexibility.
Right.
Okay, and so 10 years back, without the internet being what it is today, you were to go do a 9 to 5 job, and you didn't have the flexibility to pursue your passion. Now the job market has become so flexible. All that it matters is, do you have the skill, and can you deliver the skill from anywhere?
Right. Right.
Okay, and if you are good at your skill and if you can deliver it from anywhere, how does it matter where you're working from?
Correct.
Okay, so and then occasionally you need to still travel. So if you have built a farm, and then if you're traveling to the farm or not living in the farm and doing on the weekend, then you're doing a lot of injustice to yourself.
Right.
Because then the whole purpose of doing that farm gets lost, right? Because you want to enjoy the benefits of the farm. You want to enjoy fresh air, good water, good nutrition, good sunlight, which is what your body needs.
Correct. I actually love this whole circular sort of a thing, because these are very space efficient, number one. Number two is they lend themselves very well to like multiple uses. Like you figure out, okay, we need to have a lot of people into the room because you want to talk to them, you want to do an event and things like that. It's perfectly fine. People can sit here, you can put chairs, right? You want to use it for storage, lot of storage, right? Really good for air circulation, right? There's air from everywhere. Doesn't matter which way the wind is. So I really love these circular sort of things, and in general, circular things take less money to construct as well. As soon as you start making a lot of rooms, etc., it takes more money because you have to put all sorts of pillars and things like that. So I really love circular sort of things, and I think in a lot of farms it may be apt to, the first thing that you make might be like a circular room.
So we have done a lot of so weddings have happened here.
Okay.
Foods happened. Your own Farmizen's farmers market has happened here. So this is becomes a lot of dance performances happen, storytelling is happening. People want a different setup, no? This building is totally natural, right? So it gives you a very therapeutic effect also for people who are coming in and enjoying the space. So yeah, this is also small spaces.
By the way, what tree is this?
I forget the species.
Is this that calotropis?
Yeah, calotropis.
So this actually grows almost like a weed
it's
around
a weed,
all farms.
But it is a good weed.
Yes, and it has a lot of beneficial properties.
Exactly.
So the flowers of this, for example, it's very boron rich.
Yeah, boron rich.
Okay, so you can, if you have a boron deficiency in your soil, you can make a concoction with that and cow urine and apply it on the soil for doing that.
That's interesting. So this is an open space where we have. This is a space where people, we run, like you said, we run a pet friendly farm stay. So a lot of people bring their pets here and leave it out, and also it doubles up as a volleyball court. And then you can also use it for evening parties. You put some few tables there, it's well lit. So even if people want to do a lawn party or banquets and things like that, this doubles up as that.
Got it. Yeah, so the good thing is you can leave your pets here and you can chill out outside, let them be on their own. You don't have to worry about their running away and things like that.
You have a couple of dogs, they'll just keep playing, and you can also play fetch with them and things like that. So this is a small little flower garden. Okay. So we've got next to the vegetable garden here. And this is, so as you know, we are a pet friendly farm stay, and we also immensely love pets. So this is Slinky and this is Rosie. We buried them both here. So this flower garden is
so they have now become beautiful flowers.
Yeah. Absolutely. So this is the reason why we have next to the vegetable garden is for cross pollination.
Butterflies.
Yeah, butterflies and insects and birds.
So that's a very important point.
Yeah.
You have the vegetable bed there, and beside that you have this flower garden,
exactly.
so that you have pollinators coming in, then they'll help your yield. Right, amazing. This is also something that we typically see in tradition. I mean, standard farms, people miss this out, right? You try to maximize the space for your yield.
Yeah, see, like absolutely. That is because you have to emulate nature. If you want to do less work, and if your input costs are really less, you have to apply basic knowledge, commonsensical knowledge from nature, observatory skills of what nature has given into your farm.
Right. You have to take help from butterflies, bees, earthworms. Let them do a lot of the work rather than you hiring a number of people, right?
Exactly. So that is what it is. So you have to get into that. So and then you have to be like you said, right? You can't have the entire farm and think of production. That means your input cost goes up. Then your input cost goes up. Your headache, stress goes up.
Correct. Absolutely.
And then you'll have disease because of that. And then 2 cycles you don't make money because of things beyond your control, then you give up on farming.
Correct.
Then you say farming is unviable, and you start because of your unnecessary greed.
Right.
Because if you emulate nature, then you might probably have a less yield, but you will not. Your input costs are low.
Right.
So your ability to make money and then work less is very high, because everybody wants to make some money without doing.
Correct.
Too much of stressful work. Yeah, these are the beds. So unfortunately, it's not still because we have been waiting for rains and all that. As you know, if you do, this bed is not done at all. We're waiting for the rains to come.
Right.
Before
tell us why you have done these permanent raised beds. What are the benefits of that?
So basically, the raised beds is because you don't have soil erosion happening. The fertility of the soil is intact. Second, there are certain kind of crops where the rodents like it. The rats and all will come and eat it off. So that gets protected with this. So you can be rest assured that all those snacks which the rats like, they'll not come and be able to attack with these raised beds. And more importantly, soil erosion is the main thing. It
does not generally get compacted and all of those things.
So otherwise you keep walking on it and things like that. So
and making it permanent, make sure that you don't keep on raising the beds again and again, right? If you don't put something on there. This is also very interesting that you have a place basically where you can grow your creepers. So you have kind of made a permanent, semi-permanent structure around it.
Because we have to constantly eat, right? So
and again you are trying to minimize your labor, so that every time you are going to do it somewhere else and you are going to plant that.
This is one-time effort.
Correct.
And then you have it, you put that
and you have
creepers,
these threads here as well to tie up all of the
there and
very
so
interesting.
It's a one-time effort.
I also see some interesting plants here. Tell us about this.
So this is obviously a sugar cane,
right?
So
you will harvest and eat it as well.
No, this is harvested.
Or you just kept it for show right now.
We harvest and eat it during Sankranti. So once a year, it's a big festival for us out here.
Right.
And we also have jackfruit there.
Oh yeah. So jackfruit is such a magical, again another magical plant, no? I mean, in the sense that one tree can feed a village essentially, right? So it's so cool. You can eat it raw.
Again, see, it's started to yield in just 4 years from now.
Acha.
So we just planted it 4-5 years back, and last couple of years it's been giving good yield. And so we have in our farm stay we have a lot of jackfruit based dishes being served.
Got it. What is this? There is something hanging here.
So this is essentially what we have done is that so this is the what you call when the cow gives birth to a calf, that bag on which the calf is, I don't know what you call that. So that you normally tie to a tree.
Acha.
So after the calf is born, it excretes that. That is the one which is holding the calf.
Acha, the placenta.
Placenta.
Got it.
Exactly. So you tie it to a jackfruit tree.
Oh wow.
Because we don't, if you throw the placenta, that placenta gets eaten by the dogs and all that, which is not good. Which is in a way disrespect to the cow.
And it should be a jackfruit tree.
Yeah, they say it's ideally it's a jackfruit tree. You try it.
So one of the interesting. So I'm a big believer in a lot of these traditional practices which we have not yet figured out the science behind it.
I don't know the science, but must be some science.
But one is tens of thousands of years of research has happened on it, right? So these are lilies, I guess, right? Or
no, these are onions.
Oh, okay. Nice. What is this? This is also an interesting plant.
Yeah, so this is what do you call that yam thing, no? So it grows from within.
Right,
So it's a country variety of yam.
Right. This is actually called
Snake
plant, or I think mother-in-law's tongue.
Correct,
also.
yeah, mother-in-law's tongue.
Because it's very sharp.
Correct, absolutely.
So the edges of this, one
Yeah.
thing that happens is if you have areas in your farm where you
Yeah.
want to avoid snakes entering, you can actually line that with this. Because snakes don't pass
Correct,
through
yeah.
a dense of
Yeah,
this because it
exactly.
can cut their soft
So
body.
we get a lot of visitors like snakes and all that, and so that's the reason why we have. But snakes also do a play, so we don't really get totally perturbed with snakes in the farm.
Got it.
Because they have a role too. They keep the rodents in check.
This is like you at some point of time you'll have creepers here.
Yeah.
and
So we have pumpkins and all growing out here.
Okay.
Another month from now, this will get busy with a lot of pumpkins.
Got
This is a jamun tree.
Uh-huh.
This is the jamun tree, which is
Got it.
it will start yielding in a short while from now.
Interesting. And this is where your restrooms, etc.
Yeah,
are
this is where the
for-
restroom is, and this is a electric scooter charging point.
Acha.
So we normally use electric vehicles for our commute purposes
Got
here.
it. Got it.
And this is again the entire farm is powered using solar energy. I'll show you in a bit
Okay.
the solar panel.
Okay. And what percentage of your electric consumption are you able to do via solar?
So our except for the borewell, which we use 6-7 months in a year. This time we're probably using little more. Everything we want to use the solar energy.
Acha.
Borewell is only thing which needs the 3-phase motor.
Got it.
So 3-4 months, if a good monsoon, good rains are there, 3-4 months we don't use the borewell. We use the rainwater harvesting to get that done.
Let's walk.
And
along.
this is the only tree in the entire farm which is which grew by itself.
Acha.
This is called the wood apple tree. Rest of the every other tree or plant or shrub has been planted by us.
Got it. Where did you get all your saplings, etc. from?
Yeah, so we got some of this from the all the forest variety. We got it from the forest nursery. There's one in Chandapura, run by the forest Karnataka Forest Department. It's always good to get it from the forest department because they have a close link to the species, right? And all the forest varieties, what we have is which is very native to Karnataka, native to this part of Bangalore.
I also see that you have put labels on
Yeah.
most of the trees.
Yeah.
Right? That's
Yeah.
firebush.
Yeah, so otherwise we ourselves don't know because there's so many species, right? It's
Right.
impossible to work out of memory.
Right.
So we get a lot of volunteers in the
Acha.
farm
Okay.
for learning farming or people who are doing agriculture courses. come and
Nice place
understand.
to sit on a winter
Yeah,
afternoon, read a book
Yeah,
and
yeah,
chill out,
absolutely.
right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Interesting. So tell us a little, while we walk to the place, tell us a little about how to access this place. I mean, you have a website, Yash Farms is there.
Yeah. So we are available on Instagram, yashfarm_stay.
Okay.
Then we have yashfarm.in.
Okay. And what's the location of this place? How do people get to this place?
This place is around 6 kilometers from Electronic City Phase 2 if you're
Okay.
coming via Hosur Road. And if you're coming via Sajapur Road from the Decathlon, it's around 10 kilometers.
Okay.
Kodatti Wipro Gate, it's around 10 kilometers if you're coming from Sajapur.
Got it. Oh,
Okay, we
these
can go
guys
here
are
and-
beautiful.
Yeah. These are all jalis. Yeah. So this is a small little place where you generally hang around for doing morning yoga and things like that. This is a place which is right in the midst of the farm. We have onions, we have some underground yams, potato, all that being grown here. These are the ones which grows very effectively under shade.
Right. And the produce from this is basically used
for our own guests.
consumption
For own
and
consumption guests. Primarily guests is what we use.
Got it. This is a moringa tree,
yeah,
right?
yeah. This is
So
all
this is
moringa.
again another one of those. So I'm seeing so many magical trees. I'm getting very happy.
Yeah.
You can eat the leaves.
Yeah,
you can put it in your dal and eat it. It's adding nitrogen to your
Absolutely,
soil.
yeah.
Those flowers, those are also delicious to eat,
Absolutely.
right? And of course, then when the drumsticks come up,
yeah.
you'll obviously
So
put
that's
it
our
in your
staple.
salad.
There's a drumstick there.
Yeah, there are drumsticks
that's our
also there.
staple food here.
Right.
Because it's very good for your body also. And yeah, so this is
And if you see, all the plants near it are actually growing so well.
Correct.
And this has that that sort of a sunlight, that what we call dancing sunlight,
Correct,
you know, where there's a little bit of shade, but the sun is also there because the moringa leaves are thin. So even though it has a canopy, it's not such a thick canopy that nothing else will grow under it. It lets in sunlight. So it's actually a brilliant sort of a border tree as well as something which you can use for intercropping. Like this whole section is fully intercropped. Right? Amazing.
There's a papaya, there's moringa here, there's banana. Yeah, so this is a neem tree out here. And this is a fish tank where we have a lot of fishes. Solar pest thing. So using the solar panel, no, that gets lit in the night.
Got it.
So and then you'll have water there, and with sugar syrup.
Got it.
So pests will come get attracted.
Do you see it work much?
No, nowadays it's not that much of
I've
use.
seen mixed results, like some of the farms it works, some of them it doesn't work and things. And one thing is that you should always, I think, watch it carefully.
Correct,
because it should not end up killing beneficial insects.
Absolutely. So we don't put it to use. Initially we had it, but now it's just there. We're not using much of it now.
So what are these? Why are these kept here? Just for show? These things?
This is just for show.
Okay, nice.
This is like a mud pot.
You have only painted it and...
Yeah, we only painted it and put it out here.
Okay, nice.
Just for the effect. And this again, everything is bamboo, all natural products.
So most of the fencing inside the A to set up different areas are all bamboo?
Yeah, everything. Right? All the barricading is all bamboo only.
Got it. You are constructing a new...
Yeah, so we are building an annex, Yash Farm annex. I'll take you through this.
Okay.
So these are the filler slabs, which are typically put on the roofs.
Okay.
So the filler slab is that, I'll show you a house with a filler slab. So you see there's a vent here, no?
Yeah.
So these slabs are coming on terrace. On this you put RCC. So this filler slabs attract hot air. Hot air always goes up. And you need the hot air to get out of the room so that the cold air comes in, and that's how the room stays naturally air conditioned. So the hot air gets into these vents and goes off. And that's how if you have filler slabs,
and then they escape from...
Yeah, so they just go there and just vanish.
Got it.
So what happens is when you have a roof with filler slabs, and then one is your cement cost comes down. So it occupies a lot of space. You only 50% is concrete.
So either your cost goes down and you have a natural way of getting rid of the hot air.
Keeping the naturally air conditioned. So these are some of the hacks we need to use to build. If
you researched all of this out beginning, or you kind of, as you were doing this, you figured out new stuff, you visited different farms?
I've been learning every day. So I would say I'm still in single digits as far as my knowledge about sustainable living is concerned. There are lots to learn.
Got it.
Those are plastic sheets.
Okay.
So this is another one which you'll keep on the roofs like this. It looks good aesthetically, occupies less space. And then you know the concept of mud.
Okay.
Basic concept of mud. Why do you keep water in a mud pot?
It evaporates, like...
It keeps, the end outcome of keeping water in the mud pot is it gives you cold water.
Correct.
End outcome. Means the mud acts as an insulator. If it's hot outside, it keeps things cold inside. If it's cold outside, it keeps things warm inside.
Okay.
You'll find mud buildings and all in Ladakh. You go to entire Ladakh area, whole of army has built mud houses. Why have they built mud houses? Because they want to spend less on oil to keep the houses warm. So the best way for the enemy to ruin the Indian army is to cut off the roads and the supply of oil, right? Supply of oil comes means you can't live in minus 20 degrees without heat, you can't survive there, and then people will die. So that's why if you have mud houses, it brings the temperature warmer by few more degrees, and you use less oil. So similarly, if you keep anything, so that's why you need mud houses, you need mud pots everywhere, right? So things, it gets insulated.
So tell me about mud houses, etc. Obviously, from a sustainability point of view, it makes a lot of sense, right? The carbon footprint of making cement, etc., is much higher, right? But in terms of cost, how does mud houses compared to, like, if you do?
So that's a great question. In traditional houses, everything is fixed per square feet area, building material, and all that. In traditional buildings, 70% or 60 to 70% are products you are buying from companies. You're buying cement from a company, you're buying steel from a company, you're buying roof tiles from a company, you're buying tiles, bathroom, everything from a company. Labor is also fixed. They'll come say so much square feet, so much. So predictable and so boring. So you just pay the money, you pay this thing, and you build a house, and then architects comes, that is also fixed rate.
Right.
So what is fun in building a house? It's almost like becoming almost like push button. Build a house, push button. And if you want to outsource it, there are 10 builders who will say, I'll do it the way you want.
It's like building houses in a factory, essentially.
Right? But it comes at a cost. The cost is not good health for you. Because all our lifestyle today, thanks to the knowledge economy, so ever since India became industrialized, then there was one shift. People at least had some sunlight. They used to go to work in the morning, come back in the evening. In between, they used to get sunlight, fresh air and all that. After industrial era, it's become knowledge economy in India, which is all services business.
That's why we need vitamin D tablets now, because we are in our AC cubicles, right, all throughout the day.
So knowledge economy, either in your AC house, AC car or AC office. And knowledge economy means you are 24/7 working. You're attached to some
you wake
screen.
up, see your phone.
You're attached to some screen.
Correct.
Either your phone screen or your TV screen or your car screen or something, right? So what happens when you're living like that? You are closeted yourself in cement buildings, AC rooms, glass and all that. So you will obviously be a disease at 20-30 years if you do that. By the time you become 40, your health will start deteriorating. You'll start getting mental depressions. You'll have this existential crisis. What am I doing?
It actually happens to me a lot whenever I go to the United States, for example, go and work out of Bay Area. It's all beautiful outside, but I feel really sad and low in general, you know. I like all of this stuff, the chaos in India as well as the diversity and variety.
Absolutely.
So there is sand here.
This is a play area for the kids to play.
Okay.
This is a sand pit for the kids.
Oh, okay.
So kids come and build houses. It's always good to again for the kids. No, it has a lot of nutrients, which the bacteria and all that which gets into the body. It helps your immune system. So the more you play with sand, the better it is for your immune system. This is again a old tree which was here. We replaced that and caught it.
Acha.
This swimming pool doesn't use chlorine, doesn't use any chemicals.
Okay.
We use.
Can I get in a little bit?
Please get in and enjoy.
My mother-in-law, if she sees a water body, you cannot stop her from getting her feet inside, you know. Lovely.
This is an amazing and that's the pet pool. That's for the pets. So
Acha, that's a pet pool.
That's a pet pool.
Okay.
Okay, so the way this works is that we get in fresh water.
Okay.
Here we don't treat this water with chlorine and all that. So if you're a guest, if you want to come here for a swim, you book the swimming pool. We supply it with fresh water, and after you've done your business of playing in the swimming pool for a day or two, this water gets treated, used for the plants. So this is a sustainable living. If I have a swimming pool, I can't reuse that water.
Right.
Chlorine water, if you put it to the plants will die.
Correct.
And so it's so uneco-friendly, it's so unsustainable. And you're not using the swimming pool 24/7, no? You use it for 1 hour, half an hour, maybe once in 2-3 days.
Correct. And even if you don't have guests, if you're using it for yourself, you'll probably like weekend I'll do a swim.
But you have to keep everything happening just for the half an hour. So you're like a mini Ambani or a mini rich person.
Right.
In the apartments. For people, just imagine how much of waste of money they're doing because they use a swimming pool because of a busy schedule, maybe half an hour, 1 hour in the day, in a week, or maybe 2 hours. But they need to keep the swimming pool active. So they need to put chlorine, they need to put a person. Here there's no person. Fresh water is there, you take it.
And that's why you have kept it also a little limited size, because you want to make sure that this is the water.
We pump it back to the plants. Instead of using it this summer, it goes in. Otherwise, it just goes to the plants during rainy season. Anyway, people don't.
What is the height of this?
This is just a 3.5. Average is 3.75 feet.
Got it. But I'm so jealous of you, man. You stay here every day. So this house is this is
the mud house. I said right. We had a pond initially.
Okay, so all of these bricks is basically made from the
compact solid
mud you
blocks.
dug out from the pond.
So
then you compress
the process is that you first dig 2-3 feet deep inside. You take mud. You take 1 kg or 2 kg of mud, soil from 3 feet below, and take that soil to a testing lab. Testing labs are available in Indian Institute of Science. It's available in Oroville. There are a lot of places on Bannerghatta Road. They test the soil. They check for loomy soil, sand content, clay content in the soil. And so based on that, they will define what kind of soil is this. Is it a loomy soil, clay heavy soil, or a rich soil and all that. And so you know that the only thing that needs to be added between a sand and a soil or a clay is to make sure that the compacting happens. So for compacting to happen, they will tell you how much of binding material percentage they need to use.
Acha, the lab itself will
tell you. Yeah, 8%, 9%.
Okay.
So binding material could be cement, could be lime. Cement is 70% lime only.
Okay.
Okay, so you can use directly lime. So then you avoid cement, use lime.
But you absolutely recommend you should do a lab test so that you know whether it is suitable or not.
Yeah, you will do. They'll tell you how much it is, 12%, 10%, all that. So based on that, you get your soil from the pond, which you excavate the soil, you sieve the soil, and then you put this binding material there, and then you mix the soil, and then you have a dye. You put the dye and make the block, and then you keep it in sun for 1 week. Then water it for another 1 week. It gets conditioned. It becomes solid. It becomes compact, and then it won't. Erosion will not happen for many years.
So this is called what? Compressed mud blocks.
Yeah, compressed solid earth blocks.
Got it.
You put a shutter across, and then you put this soil, and then ram it.
Okay.
And then after a few days, you remove the shutter. It stays as wall.
Oh,
it's basically compacting. So when you compact,
so it's compacting there itself. So you put the shutter there, and you'll put the
compacting. Make sure that the erosion doesn't happen.
Got it.
I mean, erosion eventually will happen.
So obviously you did both of these walls because you wanted to test both of them out. But is there a reason to prefer one versus the other?
So this gives you a better feel, right? It gives you a feel of a. So this is a.
It has a more continuous sort of a thing.
More continuous feel and all that. But this is very difficult to make. You can make for smaller because it takes a lot of time for you to do. This is very quick.
This is more convenient, essentially.
You can build very quickly. This is a feature. Ideally, if you want to build everything on rammed earth wall, it will take some 3 times the time taken for that.
I see.
So you want to limit it to fewer places.
Plus any sort of because you'll have to make sure that the whole thing fits into it.
Yeah, and this is convenient for you to make windows and all. See, here you can't have windows because you're ramming.
Correct.
Very difficult for you to make those cut pieces and all.
This bougainvillea color is beautiful.
Yeah.
Bougainvillea is also such a amazing plant, no?
So this is again. See, look at the lilies. The water lilies are thriving here.
And I see there are guppies also. So mosquito larvae is also
being mosquito larvae. There's a local.
There are bees. So it's very important to keep these water bodies because that will make sure your pollinators stay.
Exactly.
Right? They need water.
Exactly. They're all doing work for us.
Yeah.
You ask me how many people are working on this farm. These are all the workers for me.
Right.
So they're all doing their job.
Like a lot of beautiful landscaping also done here. This is all. Did you hire a professional landscaper
No. They all done. See, it looks landscaping, but it is all convenience, right? So if you look at that, right? So this is the rainwaters which has come here. So we said that we are getting rainwater.
Okay.
The rainwater is coming from the
that
roof.
Pipe which is there.
Yeah, from this gutter here.
From top this. Gutter
from this roof.
Right.
The rainwater is coming out here. So you obviously want to harvest the rainwater. So you want to harvest the rainwater and also have water body.
So keep it near that so that it's getting harvested from there, falling here.
Yeah. So these plants are there just to provide some shade, right? It's a microclimate for the walkway there. So the more it is, the more it gets cool. We have a small little temple. You need to be surrounded with a lot of flowers so that you can pick the flowers.
So that's why there are so many flowers here, etc. So because your temple is here.
So nothing is done for the show. Everything, it might come out as a show, but everything has a reason.
There is a functional reason
behind it.
Interesting. I think that's one of those permaculture principles.
Yeah,
also,
so that is permaculture or whatever you say is basically it is to help you with the farm. See, again we have all mulched this so that you don't need to put much water.
Right. This is fairly deep mulch.
Deep mulch, and this is again available free. All our bamboo trees there, bamboo plants there. They're the leaves from there. This is our natural. This is our cafe. This is our restaurant.
Okay, so this is nice.
Again, thatched roof. So this is this is our cafe where we serve farm to table food.
Okay, and that is the kitchen.
That's the kitchen. Well. That's our team which is doing the preparation.
Got it. So that's where
the open kitchen. That's where it gets.
So there's the farm, here's the table, and there's the kitchen, right?
Yeah. So this is another kitchen garden, which again we have it because all these small shrubs and plants, right? Excessive heat or too much rain also will cause a lot of excessive flooding. Something. Otherwise, during excessive rains, nothing grows because of water clogging.
I see some of my favorite plants also here. This is what basale, right?
Yeah, basale.
So Malabar spinach or Ceylon spinach, I think it is called.
Yeah.
And in Bengali, it's called puai shak.
Oh wow!
So we love that, and actually even this part of it, that is also very tasty.
Oh, okay.
Not just the leaves.
So
how many people can be accommodated in the cafe?
In the cafe, around 18-20 people.
Okay.
So 10 plus, around 20-22 people can sit.
And I believe your wife kind of takes a personal interest in making.
Yeah, so my wife is a chief chef. She has a curated menu based on traditional South Indian food primarily.
Okay.
It's a farm to table. So whatever we harvest in our farm here, and we also have another 5-6 acres of farmland.
Okay.
And we also part of a farmers produce organization called Nesra.
Okay.
So we only serve food which are sourced from the ingredients from the farm.
Got it.
So we have an indicative menu, but the dishes what we make is based on what is available on the day.
Right.
Because then it's not a farm to table. No, then you go to the market and buy stuff and do it, right? So you genuinely want to do from the farm, you have certain constraints. We can only do what is readily available on that.
But I remember, so during the farmers market, you had created this whole farm to table lunch.
Correct,
and there were so many items in it, right? So I think
the good thing about it is that if you prefer eating local food, you can bring more options. But if I'm if I say farm to table, and if I have North Indian dishes,
or you want a burger always,
or it will not be possible. It will not be practical, right? So if you're a farm to table, if you're local cuisine, see, farm to table is new, right? If you go to the village, they do farm to table 365 days.
Right. It's the by default thing, right?
What is there in the farm, they cook and eat.
Correct.
Once in a while, they go out. Maybe
Correct.
once in a week or once in 10 days. But ours is every day we eat out. Once in a while, we try to eat farm to table. That has become a novelty.
So what should be the normal is the novelty, right? So, but give us some example of the sort of dishes, or maybe some unique or innovative dishes that you guys do, or which is not common.
Yeah, so what we do is that we have millet based stuff. We do a lot of stuff on ragi. So holistically, you can't have a meal, South Indian meal, without millets. A millet is an essential part of a meal. So we have bajra, we have ragi, these two are there. We also have jawar. So these three things we make either a roti or a ragi mudde out of this. Then with that you need to have some spicy, tangy, vegetable based either what you call as a curry, which we prepare. Again, whatever is available. Brinjal is available, brinjal or tomato. We make a tomato kind of a curry which is based on whatever is there, whatever is grown there. And then we have some rice. It could be a palau, it could be a lemon rice, it could be a gooseberry based lemon rice. Okay. And then with that you will have a dal vada, you'll have kosambarhi as a salad, and then you'll have some palyas, beetroot, whatever is grown, or carrot, or beans.
Tell me something. So obviously you are eating awesome food grown by you here. You are getting so much of sunlight, air. You have avoided chemicals in general, construction materials which are not. So has you seen any tangible impact on your health since you moved to the farm and since you started staying here?
So I've never. The only thing what I'm saying is that I can give an example of some of my friends whom I'm still in touch with and what I am. I can only give you a difference between what happened to me before the farm and what happened to me through the farm. Before, when I was a typical city dweller, waking up in the morning used to be a challenge for me. Okay, now after 5 o'clock I can't sleep. Okay, and then when I was a city dweller, I used to sleep very late. I used to go to bed very late. Today I can't stay awake beyond 8:39. And then as a city dweller,
so kind of like your body rhythms have become more attuned to nature, which is why probably
more attuned to the task on hand, right? In a farm, 5 o'clock your job starts.
Right.
You need to wake up fresh. You need to wake up with energy. Because that energy is, so many things, or your cows are dependent on it, your dogs are dependent on it. During summer and harsh weather, your plants are dependent on it. If you don't water the plants in the morning, photosynthesis doesn't happen. No?
Right.
You can't. So the lazy way of doing it is in the evening. But the right way of doing it is in the early morning, because when the sunlight comes, when the moisture is there, the magic of photosynthesis happens.
Right.
So otherwise you put it in the evening, so much water evaporates.
Right. Right.
So you're wasting 60% of the water for the photosynthesis. So when the photosynthesis happens in the morning, right, then you water it early in the morning. That's why it's, so all that is dependent on your energy, no?
So you're feeling a lot more energetic. Your body rhythms and cycles are kind of.
So it's the energy.
corrected.
Life is all about energy, right? You live in a farm. You're committed to the farm, to the well-being of the farm. That means you're committed to your well-being.
Right.
So I don't even focus on my well-being, but it happens
automatically,
It
kind
happens.
of.
My
Right.
focus is that how do I keep the farm alive and running,
Right. Right.
so that the guests like you or anybody else comes enjoy the farm. So that itself is good enough to take care of. So basically, because of the farm, so your habits have changed, right? So I have to sleep early. I default I get up early, but for you to default get up early, you need to be light on your stomach in the evening. Meaning you need to give at least 14-15 hours for the body to recover from the digestion. So I don't eat a meal after 4:35. The last meal I eat is.
So you are by default intermittent fasting.
That is how by default all the people in the village are.
Right. Right.
In the
right,
village,
right.
if you see a traditional
But now
village,
intermittent fasting has become again a very in thing and all of that stuff,
that's
right?
because of whatever it is, right? So if you look at a typical village, people who are taking care of a farm life, right? So they don't spend a lot of time in the evening in artificial light. They, at least few years back, they didn't have electricity. Now you have abundant electricity. They used to use all those lanterns and all that. So you can't keep the lanterns on beyond a point.
Correct.
So use it for an hour or 2 hours and then you retire. So that's good because you eat light, you don't eat heavy, and then you give the body the right time for you to wake up in the morning. And similarly, you are able to also make sure that you're able to eat the right quantity in the farm, right? So you because you're engaged in farming work since 5 o'clock till most of the work goes on till 10:30, and then you had a last meal at 4 o'clock, so or 5. So by default, you have sufficient hunger by around 10:30, and then that hunger is quenched with not like your traditional English breakfast. Your hunger is quenched through ragi malt. Or ragi ganji,
Right.
or rice, which is fermented rice, which gives you good gut health,
Right.
which gives you the nutrition.
And
which
actually,
gives
when you
the
ferment
protein.
rice, also the starch becomes, I think, resistant starch. So it has
Exactly.
much lower glycemic index.
Exactly.
In
So
fact,
that-
people are saying now you should take rice, put it in the fridge for a day, and then eat it.
Exactly.
It'll give you a much lower glucose spike. you know?
So here in a farm, we don't have to do all that. No, it's basically food waste.
Right.
You
right.
give it. See, if it's good for animals, no, it is good for you also. You give musre, what you call as all the waste food. No, you put water and give it to the cows, and that's nutrition. Same thing we also eat.
Right. Right. Right.
The gut bacteria in your gut is the same bacteria which is in the cow's gut also.
Correct.
Correct. Both the bacteria need that food for your gut to be healthy. And if your
Yeah.
gut is healthy, you are healthy.
Correct. So where should we go now?
Yeah. So this is a small little place where they do it, and then I'll show you. This is where the borewell which we dug.
Okay.
We found water 300 feet
Okay.
Below in this borewell, and since then we have been using the borewell. We do water recharge, all these rainwater gutters. Solar panels, we have 6 solar panels. Each generates 385 watts.
Okay.
And they of DC that gets converted to AC.
Okay.
We have an inverter there.
Okay.
And then this powers the entire farm
Got
except the borewell motor. All our lighting, all our refrigerator, everything is powered through this.
What are these pulleys for?
This is for us to tie. Put nylon thread like that so that you can hang your clothes and all that.
Okay.
And this is I said, right. This is the place. I've been living here for the last 6 years. It's more than 6-7 years. So this is all. It's functional place.
Okay.
You can come here.
Okay.
You don't need more than such places for you to live. Come here. So this is a small little place for you to sleep
Got it.
and get yourself entertained in the evening. This is a storage space. That's the toilet. And this is a place where I do work.
Okay.
This is my laptop, and this is the place where I sleep.
Nice. Again, it's very cool inside. It's as if there is a AC which is running.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, Shyla, meet Shamik. You met, no? Farmizen, founder of Farmizen.
Hi, we enjoyed your lunch that other day so much.
He couldn't meet.
Yeah, I didn't meet you.
Yeah, so she's my co-founder of Yash Farm. And
So this
she's
is
the one
today
who
food
runs.
is getting cooked for the household.
Yeah,
right?
today there's no
So
guests.
see all whatever is there in the farm, we do that.
What are you making today? Okay.
Yenado, what is that?
Danso palya, what do you say?
Dantasopu palya.
Amaranthus. Amaranthus.
See, he's the most technical guy. He's a Farmizen, no?
And this is tomato and
For this tadka.
acha. And that is drumsticks you're making.
You saw the drumstick leaves, right?
Yes,
Drumstick
yes,
trees,
yes,
so drumstick
nice.
is what it is. And they'll make ragi mudda. That's our food in the farm.
Nice.
You get iron,
No, it's not there, we take that.
moringa, iron, moringa, tomato, and ragi
See,
is
our
zinc.
brain
And all
is
of
there
that.
now. For what we all are living, basic food.
Correct.
So let anybody give me any gyan, I don't damn care.
So those are the two people, husband and wife, and their
Okay.
kid.
Hello.
They help us with the farm.
Okay.
I mean, help us with the hospitality. and cooking.
Okay, thank you so much. Of your
This is our lawn mower.
okay. What's her name?
His name.
His
He's a
name?
bull.
Okay.
We have not named him,
Huh.
but yeah.
But he's a friendly boy. He's not okay.
No. He's little aggressive. He's kind of little moody.
Acha. How young is he?
He's 3 years old.
Okay. And what breed?
Malnad Gidda.
Okay.
Available in the Western Ghats here. We have. I'll show you the Goshala. It's all local breeds only.
And how many cows do you have?
We have 4.
Okay. So tell me something. Is it possible to do an organic farm, a sustainable organic farm without cows?
No, you need that. You need the nutrition from the.
You need
cows,
those
no?
composters. These are composters
Compost,
basically,
yeah.
right? They are
You need that,
composting in their
compost,
stomach, you could say.
So all our food waste goes to them. We in a typical city, right? You have a compost.
Yeah.
Then you put the food waste there into that. For us, my cow is the compost.
Correct.
Food waste it eats,
Correct.
and then the cow dung is the
So
vermicompost.
you use all of your cow dung.
Yeah, all the cow dung is used.
Got it.
That's the main thing. Cow dung and little bit of cow urine we use. 5 rooms where people are able to stay here.
Got it.
So like I said, these are, so you saw the pots, right? So that's all you have to
on the
keep
ceiling.
things, yeah, ceiling, yeah.
So what is this thing called? This sort of a mechanism?
These are called filler slabs.
Filler
so
slabs.
you remove the concrete surface area comes down, and these also act as an insulator. So
And
that
it's looking
keeps-
beautiful as well.
Yeah, aesthetic wise also it is. These are
Okay,
exposed
so there is no
concrete.
paint as well.
Yeah, these are all mud walls.
These are all
These are
fully mud walls.
No paint.
Got it.
No chemicals. So only that strip is concrete. That's the roof concrete, which is whatever
And
is.
is
whatever.
this the mosquito
Repellent,
trapping
yeah,
machine?
Yeah, trapping machine. Yeah.
So it's very interesting. This actually worked because what it does is one is UV light,
Correct.
so it gets to and it releases carbon dioxide.
Correct.
So the mosquitoes get attracted by the carbon dioxide because they feel it's a human or an animal.
Correct.
That's how they identify. So they can't see very well. So
Correct.
they see like this. If you have seen those Alien versus Predators,
Yeah,
so the
they can
predator
see.
kind like you can just see a thermal image.
Thermal image.
So that's how mosquitoes see the thing. And for them, there's like, okay, carbon dioxide is coming out. It
So
must
there
be
must be
something.
somebody, yeah, to
So
attack.
they go to attack that, and then they get trapped
get
inside
trapped,
that
yeah.
because there's like a fan moving. And
Yeah, they get a fan moving.
so
yeah.
this is much better to use than all of those, coils
Correct,
and
yeah,
things
yeah.
like that, which are basically they are releasing chemicals which are harmful for the mosquitoes, but they are also harmful for us.
Yeah, this is
Even
no
though it's
chemicals.
small.
Like
This
you
is
said,
nothing.
there's
This is just
the UV
attracting
light
it.
attracts.
Yeah.
I didn't know the carbon dioxide piece. That is interesting. I thought the UV light does it, but yeah, the carbon dioxide must be.
I don't know
making
whether this model uses
No,
that,
but
some
you're
of them
right.
are, huh.
It does. But that attracts them.
Because they
more.
usually have some filaments which are heated, which
Yeah.
give off carbon dioxide.
That's a nice way. Yeah, so these are the rammed earth walls which you said. I'll show you the rooms. Come.
Okay.
These are the rooms.
So this can easily accommodate 4 people, aram se,
Four
right?
people aram se, you can say. This
Like
is-
husband, wife,
Yeah,
kids.
yeah.
There's a bunk bed for kids as well. Nice.
This has got a small sit out.
So it's very interesting that your living quarters,
Yeah.
you have kept it as functional and as small as possible. And guests,
Yeah.
you know that their expectation might be slightly different, right? So you have kind of built this differently for the guests, right? Which is interesting.
Yeah, because the reason, so you having done the sustainable living for so many years, then you know what you actually need. So you don't need a big house at all. So you need just enough place for you to do your daily business. And then mostly you're staying outdoors so that you're able to.
I think a lot of people will end up using this balcony. It's a beautiful, very large sit-out / balcony, right? So people would use this quite a lot. See, today it's a very hot day outside.
Right.
It's so cool inside. Here also it's a nice, cool, shaded place.
And it's all because of the bamboo, right? So it's all bamboo here. So you look at this microclimate here.
Yeah.
This is the one which is doing the magic. Because you can't be anything without plants.
Right.
You have to understand that they are an integral part of your well-being.
Correct. What is this stuff? Is this looking not just
I'll
so beautiful?
show you that. I should take you there. Come.
Okay.
This is again a natural.
Oh, nice basketball.
Yeah, it's a basketball court here. You can play basketball here. You can try this.
Chalo, not bad. Better than me at least.
So this is a small little hut.
Okay. This is like the chill out zone.
This is the chill out zone. So we have some.
Foosball table is there.
Foosball table is there for people to chill out. So this is then you have a private pool there. Then you have a sit out.
Creature comforts.
Creature comforts, yeah. And then this is another place for you to sit and dine.
Okay.
It's a private dining area. We serve food there. You can use this, or you can do some birthday celebration, events and all that.
Can people also bring their own food, etc.?
Yeah, you can bring your own food.
Okay.
So we also have. Like I said, if you look at this, all the roof water, all the roof water gutters come through these pipes here, and they get filtered through this rainwater filter.
Okay.
So this filter uses a centrifugal force to filter.
Okay.
So this uses a centrifugal. You can see this. These are the filters.
Okay.
It makes it rotate in a clockwise direction.
Then where does that water go?
Yeah, I'll show you. So this water goes from here into directly. All this water. This is another water comes here, gets filtered, and goes to the sump tank here.
Okay.
The sump tank right here, is built based on this 30,000 liters.
Okay.
This is a 30,000 liter sump tank.
Acha. Okay.
All the rainwater gets harvested here.
Got it.
This gets reused.
Okay.
For our own purposes.
Okay.
During the monsoon and the rainy season.
Okay. What is that reed bed that we see there?
I'll show you. Then we also do water conservation.
Okay.
So all the used water, right, grey water from the toilets, from bath, and from kitchen, comes through the baffle.
Okay.
These are baffle reactors. So basically it works on the principle of, like, when water strikes or obstruction, the heavy particles fall down.
Okay.
So the grey water has heavy particles like soap residue and all that, right? So the water is made to go through a baffle, so it keeps striking against the wall and all the heavy particles fall off. And then already it becomes light and they come through here to the reed bed. And here these Canna indica plants, the roots of these plants are available on lake beds.
Okay.
The roots of these plants suck in all the muck.
Okay.
So all that muck gets sucked in there. And then the rest of the water, after it gets cleaned by that, gets into this polishing pond here.
Okay.
The polishing pond here, all the water what we have used in the farm for bath, for cleaning the vessels, washing the clothes, everything is stored here. This gets reused for watering the plants, cleaning the Goshala, cleaning, watering, everything.
So all the grey water from the bathrooms, etc.
Yeah. Similarly, so we also have an eco
without
STP.
having to use any chemical treatment or anything.
So we have an eco STP.
Okay.
Again, all the WC water, the slush remains here. The WC water is treated by the algae and the bacteria, and that's also gets stored here.
Got it.
So none of the water which we use gets wasted. It's reused.
Which is so important in today's world.
Yeah,
right?
today's water very, very important. And you can do that.
I'm sure even in this area there must be a water shortage,
Yeah,
no?
yeah. So all the borewells in this area has gone dry. Very few borewells are working, and there's a lot of demand for the tankers with the borewells working. The prices have shot
So
up.
you never need to get a tanker, this, that.
Fortunately, touch wood, you never know how things will happen. Touch wood, but that's how it is. So because we're doing water conservation, water recharge, all this rainwater harvesting, and plus the best way of percolation of the water in a farm is that one is you need to have swales and all those and percolation pits and all. Nothing better than having trees. That's the ultimate recharge. The roots of the trees will hold all the water. So I'll give you an example. When we set up this farm, that farm pond which was there, right, which has now become a garden, vegetable garden. So that every rainy season that used to get filled up.
Okay, okay.
Eventually, when the tree started growing up, over the last 2 years, it doesn't get filled. That means what's happening? The same amount of rainwater is coming every year, almost. But the fact is that the roots of these trees take in all the water and they keep that as a bank. And so that's why when you're doing farming, you have to have trees. You have to figure out a way to have trees. Otherwise, it's not sustainable.
You can't just have, okay, I have raised bed and I'm growing vegetables, right? So you need to do other
You
stuff.
have to have trees.
Why is there a reason why you have bamboo here? Or
So, oxygen.
Okay.
They're the ultimate source of oxygen.
and they grow very fast as
They
well.
grow
right?
very fast and also reuse. No, then you can keep. See, you look at multi-purpose. All our
So
huts.
huh, from the bamboo from here, huh?
See, boss,
Okay.
bamboo is the most sustainable way of using furnitures.
Okay.
You know why? Trees, if you cut once, it doesn't grow.
Ha, ha, ha.
Bamboos, you keep cutting, it keeps growing.
Ah.
So if you are a true sustainable person, you should only have bamboo furnitures. Because then you're doing less harm to the nature. Because
Right.
more furnitures you use, more it grows.
It is like renewable furniture.
Renewable
right?
furniture, right? Bamboo. The more you cut, see, the shoots keep coming up.
Ha, 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 ha.
See, the new shoots will keep coming up.
So most of your bamboo stuff you have done from using your own bamboo, basically.
Me or my neighbors and all that.
Got it.
It depends. Sometimes you want to do it. You may not have sufficient stock.
yeah,
But the concept is use your own bamboo.
Got
But you can't always. You will not always have. Depending on the volume, right? Suppose you have 80% of the material yourself, 20% you're not there. You have to borrow or buy and all that. Because otherwise the project cost will go up if you wait.
So all of the guest housing units are all in this block.
All in this
essentially.
block.
So you just like
And
the
we're
room.
building another one here.
Okay.
So you can pan into this. So this is another one which we are building.
Okay.
So this is an annex to this farmhouse.
Uh-huh.
So this is again we are building using interlock bricks.
Okay.
So these are the interlock bricks. If you see, these are mud bricks
Huh.
which are interlocked.
Ha, 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 ha.
These are mud blocks interlocked.
So if you see, like it has a particular shape.
Yeah, so it gets locked in
Okay.
so that it doesn't move out.
So you
these-
don't need to put any sort of things to stick them
no,
together.
You have to just do binding. You have to
Okay.
put some binding material here after it gets done, so these gaps are not visible.
Okay.
And that's it. You are able to build. Your construction cost comes down by 30-40%.
Okay.
And then your time comes down by almost 50%. Because if you take 2 days to build a conventional wall, it takes half a day because you are playing like Lego.
Right.
Lego blocks. You just keep one over the other and build it.
Right. These are called interlocking.
Interlocking
blocks.
mud blocks.
Interlocking mud blocks.
And so these are again, so use minimal concrete wherever it is needed. So this is the see you have to use a balanced way, right? Concrete also has this thing. So by using concrete, you're not affecting your living.
And you are minimizing the use. You are not
If
doing
you
a
use
full concrete
If you use
wall.
a full brick wall, if you use a cement wall, like plastered cement, you're not letting air come in. By just using concrete, the air is still coming in, no? But if I had this full as a cement block with mud plastering, with the cement plastering, then I'm avoiding atmosphere to come in. So the entire building is built based on pillars, lintels and beams, which are load bearing. There's nothing on
Where
this
did you
planet-
learn all of this stuff?
YouTube.
Come.
YouTube and your own interest. So it's about wanting to learn, and mostly the starting point is YouTube, and the second biggest teacher is yourself, your mistakes. Okay, traditionally, how people build houses, they first buy land, build house, after that they plant. It's such a foolish way of doing it because you have to suffer for 2 years of heat till the plants grow up. But it's still better, at least they have thought about a plan. Here we have a different model.
Okay.
First we decide where we want to build the house,
Okay.
and then plant trees around. So look around. Look around.
It's all
You have teak,
covered with
silver
trees.
oak, bamboo,
Right.
bamboo, Nerle Jamun, then you have rosewood there, mahogany, then you have this plant. It's full of a microclimate. Then you instantly come here, you feel like home because it will be comfortable, it will be cool when it's hot outside, when it's cold outside, it will be this thing.
I also see that there are some plants inside the house. What is this?
This is a grape which we retained. It grew by itself. We didn't plant it. So we are now have a challenge of when the house gets completed, this will be on the courtyard. This will be in the courtyard with the courtyard roof.
So you are building the house around the plant.
Exactly. First is the plants and then build the house around the plant. Then you're able to coexist with the plants.
Right.
And the plants will accept you as part of them and they'll do their charm, right? They'll give you food, they'll give you oxygen, they'll give you shade, they'll give you the microclimate which you need and the peace and the calm around it.
And these are those interlocking bricks
These
that
are the
you showed in the
interlocking
other
bricks
cottage.
which we are using. So the walls will come up.
Okay.
And so we are using the terrace there. So the roof is there. The roof again will be using what you call as filler slabs which are there. The filler slabs are already laid out there. And then use filler slabs so that it keeps the heat away. And this is a courtyard. So this we are using cement blocks in the courtyard because it is open, right? So you don't need the air coming in from here. The air will anyway come in.
Anyway,
It's coming. So you use cement blocks. So basically use building materials depending on how it is. Because end of the day you can't overnight stop cement also. But you have to bring in the balance.
Right.
Because still there are a lot of industries dependent on cement. So that's how you.
So how much time will this take for constructing?
So this we started 2 months back.
Okay.
In another 3 months we'll finish it.
Okay, nice.
3 months
And
we'll
there'll
be
be
ready to move in 3 months.
Okay. So there'll be 2 rooms, 1 courtyard.
4 rooms. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Acha. Okay.
There's a courtyard here, and there's a balcony there.
Okay.
And then you'll have the traditional, like the way you saw the other farmhouse, right? It'll be almost similar to that.
Got it. Awesome. Cool. Thank you.
Thank you. Come.
It's okay. Wow. Amazing.
This is a small meditation area. And
nice.
come. पुष्कर वो फाउंटेन डाल देना, पावर गया था.
Acha, this is like guests morning. If they don't want to sit outside, they can sit here.
और वो कार पार्क में है ना, पत्थर रखा है ना, वहाँ पे मेरा कैप और 2 फोन है लेके आना.
And then there are some stuff from that FPO that you are part of, so people can even buy
Nesra,
some things.
We are part of the Farmers Produce Organization. We display all the products here for our guests to come and pick it up.
Got it. Come.
This is an open kitchen.
Okay.
Come, we'll go up and see the place also.
So you said 5 rooms for
5
guests.
rooms. The one is one room on the ground floor here.
And 4 rooms on
4
top.
rooms on top.
Okay. So even all of this
So
stuff you
this steps again is all reused wood.
Acha, okay. So these also you didn't take any
So all
interior
these are-
decorator's help and you did it yourself?
No, this was I used architect to design the house.
Okay.
So all the wood which is you see, right? None of the wood is being built. None of this is made using cutting a tree.
Acha.
All this is being used refurbished wood.
Okay.
So we've auctioned wood. Old houses. We got that. It's called a Kalimaram. It's available in Tamil Nadu.
Okay.
We used that and then remade that into all this.
Got it.
So all this
Huge windows, so there's a lot of sunlight that you
sunlight
can get
coming
if you want.
again mud buildings, mud walls. This is
Do people also come here and like work from here, sort of a thing, for a few extended days?
Yeah, sometimes when my kids come in, they're all staying outside. So
Okay.
when we come in, we also take up this place for our own family get together. But otherwise, mostly no. This is a balcony view.
This is again 2 bunk beds.
Yeah.
There's also something, there's a mezzanine thing upstairs as well.
Correct. I'll show you. That's the attic room. That's the 5th room. It's got a nice sit out here. You can sit and enjoy the farm. That's the new thing coming. You can see the filler, filler slabs being put up there. This is another Yash Farm annex which is coming up. So when we started building this house, right, we could see the apartment opposite our house.
Okay.
Now you can't see anything. See, there's so much of tree cover.
Right. So another benefit of trees.
Yeah.
Cover up the concrete jungle with your actual jungle.
Yeah.
Nice. And this again, those tiles.
Yeah, these are jalis, just to give you that cooling effect.
Nice. Come. So what is the funda behind this?
So this is basically utilization of space.
Okay.
So the attic room is above the toilets for each of these rooms.
Okay.
And then these are attic rooms, cute little rooms where kids come like to sit and play. It's also well lit.
So even like an large family, right? For example, they can come and be in the same unit itself and everybody is here.
Kids are playing here.
Go down, play some board games.
Come
then
here and here.
Very interesting.
Which you need to take care. This is another room.
Okay, this is the other one.
Yeah.
Okay, so every room has a balcony and a sit out
yeah.
and a very large one at that as well. Got it. And there's like a walk-in closet sort of a thing also, right?
Yeah, it's a walk-in closet is there. Nice. So this is another storage area. This is the storage area where you have, this is another sit out. This is another sit out here.
Acha.
Yeah. So this is another lounge room. That is a sofa cum bed. And this is the last room, and this has got a balcony.
So if they want, they can kind of make their sandwiches, etc. for breakfast here, chill out. So it's actually more than an individual rooms. You basically have a full-fledged living space.
Correct. Yeah.
Right.
You have 5 living spaces, and each are private. So you like.
And just in case you want to catch the India-Pakistan match, there's a TV also here, right?
Yeah, TV is also.
Creature comforts.
Yeah.
Nice.
So this is.
You've made really good utilization of space, even though there's so much of living space which has been created for the guests. Even then, there is still so much of green areas also here, right?
Yeah.
And this is just in a 1 acre
sort
of a property, right?
There, but otherwise, you can go.
Acha, this is just a place.
Just a place for you people to hang around and all that, right?
So got it. So even marriages have happened here.
Yeah, we have done around 5 marriages here.
Okay.
Small getting. 3 of them happened during the lockdown period.
Okay. So where are we going next?
So next we are going to the Goshala and the vegetable garden adjoining that.
Okay.
And then we also have a cottage, mud cottage, which we give for our customers who are doing day outing.
Acha.
So we'll take you through that.
I really like your that swimming pool.
Yeah.
Usually swimming pools are very wasteful.
Correct.
Right?
Yeah. In water scarcity time, you'll think, boss, do I need to really take a swim where whole of Bangalore is struggling to get a drinking water? Here, you know that after a swim, the water is used to plant. Water the plant.
Hallmarks of a organic farm is that you'll see and hear a lot of insects.
Correct. Yeah.
So I can already even during the day I can hear that same sound that you'll find.
A lot of beehives here.
We
We just missed one. There's a huge one there. There's a beehive there. So the bees, we used a chemical mosquito repellent.
Okay.
Because the guests were complaining about mosquitoes. The other problem with farm is that you'll have mosquitoes, especially a dense farm like this. You'll have mosquitoes. So that 1-2 hours you have to deal with it, because next few hours you'll enjoy. But because the guests were complaining so much, we used a chemical-based mosquito repellent. Within a day, all the whole bees from the beehive vanished.
Oh, so never after that, huh?
So after that, I stopped using that. I said, I pre-warned the guests saying, boss, you will have some challenges with mosquitoes, so you have to live with it.
So these are where your dogs stay?
Yeah, this is my dogs. This is the kennel. Hey, Cuba! Come here, baby.
So he's a mudhole?
He's a working dog. He's a mudhol hound, working dog. He's a security officer.
Chief Security Officer.
He rests during the day. Then,
How old is he?
He's 5 years. And he's working during the night.
Okay.
No, baby? You're a worker, no? You're a working dog, no? You took bath also. You're looking clean. Baby is looking clean.
Is his nose wet?
Yeah. Baby's clean.
He just came to pose.
Yeah. Good boy. Cuba's a good boy. And that's his working partner, Chintu. Chintu, come here. They're the two security officers.
Acha.
Chintu is also relaxing. Huh?
Hello.
Chintu is a relaxer. So this is a cottage.
Okay.
This is a typical cottage which anybody can build in 3 months.
Acha, 3 months.
3 months.
Okay.
Okay, so these are interlocking mud blocks.
The same thing that we saw in the new construction place.
This is available to you in Bangalore. You can buy this very easily.
Okay.
Then we have a ceiling roof which is made of arka nut and bamboo.
Okay.
This has got a divan, it's got a sofa, it's got a kitchen.
So people who come for like day visits, etc., they can chill out here.
They come here, chill out.
Okay.
This has got a bedroom.
Oh, okay. Nice.
Look at the feel. There's no AC on, by the way.
Yeah, it's so cool.
Yeah?
It's totally cool. It's because of these.
These and the roof. And this thatched roof outside.
Use these.
These are all stone pillars.
Correct.
It's all stone pillars, thatched roof.
So when you use these stone pillars, again minimizing the use of concrete.
Exactly.
Instead of
There's no
putting a concrete
at all
block
here.
there,
Absolutely.
there is no concrete at all.
Concrete at all is not there. It's just a little bit of cement to use
Cemented.
for binding,
Got
which
it.
is fine.
Got it. Okay. So this was where the pond was.
Yeah, this is where the pond was.
Okay.
This entire pond, the mud from this pond was used to build the house. Now that there's not much of water coming in because the trees and all have grown up, this is a kind of a vegetable garden.
And this is your mulching
This is a
material.
mulching material. This is a stock of our mulching material. So this is alsandi, this is maize. Then we have muringa. We also have banana varieties coming up. This is random papaya. Each bed has got various this thing. There we have got some creepers. You see that it's all. We just set it up. We are just waiting for the season to come.
Right.
In another month, 2 months time, it will really become very dense.
So another test of an organic farm.
Yeah.
In an organic farm, you'll see generally butterflies, bees, etc. But if you go to a chemical farm, these fellows would have run away. You know? Oh, there's a well.
Yeah, there's an open well.
Okay.
So this is a borewell.
Okay.
So a lot of construction material is here. That's the borewell.
Okay.
So we found water. There's not much water coming in because the water table was not good enough. So now we decided to make the water table high.
By the way, this borewell dust, don't throw it. It is very good. Like you can use it like a rock phosphate sort of a thing for soil amendment as well.
So this is the borewell recharge pit.
Acha, this place.
This one.
Okay.
So all the rainwater which comes in through the slope like this, no? It comes in like this.
Because this corner is the lowest point of the land.
Water goes there.
Okay.
From this recharge pit, it goes into that. From here, it goes into that borewell and recharges the borewell.
Got it.
So it goes through the that pipe, no, of the borewell
Got it.
into that and to that, and then excess water from here goes to the well.
Got it. Got it. Okay.
From here, the excess water goes to the well.
Nice.
This is an open well. So we have water always here.
Do you use this for anything, or you just
we use it for all this, no watering.
Okay, this water is being done. Actually, if you see, the plants are also very healthy.
Yeah.
Like big leaves have come out, right?
This
There is very little pest attack.
Correct.
Because it's
That's
such
gooseberry, that's jackfruit.
it's such a multi-cropped farm, which is why.
This groundnut. Each one is different one. So you have all high-rise beds you can do.
Groundnut will also help a lot in soil improvement as well.
Right.
So
These
in
are
retrospect, getting cows was a good decision for you?
Huh?
Getting cows was a good decision for
Yeah,
you?
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So this is the water we have for the cows to drink.
Acha. Okay.
This again, we make sure that all the dust doesn't go in. This is where our cows are. You saw the other bull there. These are cows. This is all Malnad Gidda. They give you A2 milk. And this is our compost pit.
Okay. Okay. So the cow manure directly along with their
this compost pit.
cow bedding basically goes into it, gets decomposed, you turn it sometimes.
So this is all manure. All become manure. All this is entire thing, no?
Nice.
It is worth around one load of this is worth 4,000-5,000 rupees.
Yeah,
So the economics is that you buy a cow. We bought this cow for around 20,000 rupees. 4 years, 5 years back. I'm now without getting milk, I'm making profit out of it.
Because of that cow dung manure that it gets, you see.
Without milk and all is bonus. And that is ghee. Malnad Gidda's A2 milk ghee is very expensive and very good for your health.
Correct.
So cow is so integral part of the farm. Biomass which you use for cooking,
Acha.
boiling water and all that. So this is all biomass which we get.
Got it.
This is the bamboo.
Which trees are these? These are from?
All kinds of trees.
Uh,
Cows stay here. This is
So
the
tell
cow.
us a little bit about how you collect cow urine,
Yeah.
if that happens.
So the cow urine happens here. So this is where the cows are tied. And you know that cow dung.
Cows will be tied here.
Cows are tied here.
This is where their feed is usually
This is
given.
where the feed is kept.
Yeah.
All dried grass, all ragi grass,
Huh.
which is grown in our farm. No?
Acha.
Ragi is a staple food. 365 days.
Either
have
you
to
are
eat
eating or your cows are eating.
I'm eating, the cows are eating also. I'm eating the ragi, cows are eating the hay.
Right.
So
right.
ragi is a staple local food here.
And you have a mosquito machine for the cows as well.
They need that mosquito machine.
Otherwise, those poor fellows, they can't do anything, only have
So
their
you need to
tails
take
to
care
show.
of their health also. No? So they also have a mosquito net here. So that mosquitoes don't come.
Right.
I mean, as much mosquitoes don't come.
So the
instead of
cow
that,
urine,
So the cow urine, cow does his business here. The cow urine goes through this and gets harvested here. I'll show you here.
So always make sure that there is a slope wherever your cows are, so that the cow urine can flow out.
This is where the cow
This is
urine
all the cow urine that is there. Actually, you can just use this, dilute it and spray it.
Correct.
Immediate nitrogen boost.
ఇది
for your
స్ప్రే
crops.
చేస్తావు కదా మిక్స్ చేసుకొని we store it there
Okay.
and from there we dilute
That's
it.
where you can also make your Jivamrita, etc. if you
everything.
want.
Jivamrita, all that is
Got it.
done there.
Got it. Amazing. Again, what I really like about your farm is you are not paying lip service to the reduce, reuse, recycle. I'm seeing that everywhere, right? Everything is those 5 R's that you talked about, right? And also there is a lot of smartness in the design in terms of making it very energy efficient.
Correct.
Because if you don't do your cow urine collection, or if your cows are staying somewhere but the composting is happening somewhere else, right? Or you have to carry the compost to large distances. See, your biggest use of your cow manure and compost will be in this area, because this is where your most intensive vegetable cultivation is. So you have kind of used a lot of these sort of principles to keep things co-located, so that there is not too much time.
Correct.
That is why you are able to manage this with so less number of people.
Absolutely.
If, for example, this vegetable patch was that extreme and the cows
Then
were
you
here
need extra
and they
labor
was here,
to shift it there. You
Right,
need more people.
right.
Then moment you become more people dependent,
Correct.
you get into a lot of problems.
correct,
In a farm.
correct. Cool.
So you have to basically look at traditional Indian families, right? Indian farm families are typically husband, wife, kids run the farm. And in sometimes peak workload, the neighbors and the community come and help.
Right.
That happens 2-3 times in a season.
Right.
Rest of the time they are managing it themselves, because it's designed in a way that everything is adjoining.
So let's take an example where, let's say,
And by the way, this is all not permaculture. This is traditional Indian way.
right.
So we made it sound more sexy by saying permaculture, which is also good. I'm not saying it's not good, but it's all basic common sense.
Correct.
If you
I mean,
left
it's
a
been there for hundreds of years
you
in
go to
India,
Indian village,
Correct.
right around Bangalore.
Correct.
You'll see all this.
Correct.
You have to just observe and learn.
Correct. So other thing is, assume that you had no labor whatsoever, right? And for some reason, let's say like a COVID-like situation, etc., no labor. I think this is a place you can actually just manage completely within your family itself, if required. You might not do the farm stay and some of those things to avoid that extra work, but you want to grow your own food, very large percentage of your own food, right?
So absolutely. So if I'm so right now I'm also working, right? So and I also travel on work,
Right.
because of which I need a backup.
Right.
So Gangappa is my backup. Okay, and I'm his backup because there are certain times when the AI runs off. Typically, he doesn't. He's not available for few days and few weeks because he has his own life too. So that time I do his work. So we kind of back up for each other. But assuming that for a moment I don't have any other work, then I can take care of the farm. My wife can take care of the operations of the farm stay and cooking. And then with 1 or 2 helps, we can run the business.
Amazing, amazing.
And we can run the business happily because it kind of provides you that opportunity to also not only serve people, but you're actually serving yourself. So people say, no, you're doing a farm stay. Farm stay is incidental. So what we're doing is to take care of our own needs, right? So every day in the morning, you wake up, you do this work, and then it becomes very fulfilling for you to take care of these animals, plants, and you can't consume everything. The excess is what we serve as farm to table restaurant.
Got it.
So we started with this thing called sustainable living, right? So what is sustainable living for me? So 6 years back, my life was like this. Whatever I was earning, I was spending more than what I was earning.
Okay.
And whatever I was saving was only through equated monthly installments. And that's like forced saving. And this equated monthly installments also doesn't come free. It comes with a lot of stress because you're dependent on the annual income, the monthly income to pay the equated monthly installments. It's very stressful. It's not an easy way out, right? So now then I started this, sustainable living project. So what did we do in this project? Simple example is that started looking at our expenses, monthly expenses. What are you spending on a month to run your family, run you, your wife and your kids? There's an expense. You start looking into it very, very deeply, in the sense that every rupee what is spent, put it in a spreadsheet, understand where you spent, understand what product you have bought, from whom is the product supplied from, understand the label behind that product. Is it really good? Where does it come from? What is the carbon emission on that? And all that. Then you start tabulating it. Then you start working out alternatives for it. Right now, I don't use toothpaste. I use neem twigs in my farm. I don't use commercial soap. I stopped using commercial soap for 6 years back. I don't use deodorant for the last 10 years. I used clothes which are free, branded, somebody's branded or Yash Farm branded, or my employer's branded, or old clothes which I don't buy. I stopped buying any new clothes. So my entire sustenance in a month, for me to run my own life, I use solar powered electric scooters which are solar powered charger. So my transportation is almost zero. My food is primarily from the farm. My clothes and all the basic desire for me to do is almost negligible. So then what do I need that money for? So then I need money for do capital business.
Right.
So capital investments. Capital investments always is good because that gives you returns.
Correct.
OPEX is always bad because
it's a cost. It's just going off, right? It's expense.
Exactly. You're building assets. So with your salary, you're making capital investments to build assets. This is an asset. 6 years back, this didn't exist.
Correct.
So all the salary which I earned and all those things, we created this asset. This asset is what? Plants, trees, thatched roof, thatched house, mud house. These are assets for people to come and enjoy and benefit, right? So that is what the sustainable living has given me. What have I done? I have re-architected my habits.
So that is, I think, important. You should not be like, okay, I'm going to do a farm and go do a farm stay, or I'm going to stay there, unless you also re-examine some of your daily life choices.
It starts from within, right? So the benefit is that, the main benefit is that very, very energetic, conscious, aware, happy, blissful person.
Most important, finally we are all doing all of this stuff to become happy, right?
I become that. I don't know whether I have disease or not. I don't know. I don't care also. What I care is I'm happy and blissful. I might have disease, it might surface somewhere. I don't know. It doesn't really bother me, right? So, but before that, I used to be stressful. I used to be edgy. I used to be irritable. I used to be depressed. I used to be spending a lot of money, but still not be able to buy happiness.
Right. Right.
And then I used to be eternally in debts. Some EMI, something or other will always be there. So that's what it is. So now, so by re-looking at how you're spending things, and so that life was not good for you, and I used to generate a lot of carbon, which is not good for the environment. Now, in the last 6 years when I changed my life, it's good for me, it's good for my pocket, it's good for the Mother Earth, it's good for the environment.
Right. Amazing. Awesome. So good, man.
Thanks.